the smear campaigns that a lot of people run on you, is it just to cause a character assassination? It was also to cause hurt and even death. And I realized that a lot of my relatives in my life were the very weapons formed against me. So I'll have to take this back to when I first realized that my so called sister was trying to paint the picture of me as the villain in her story. So I think I'll start from where well, it wasn't she, but these relatives and so-called friends, so-called acquaintances of mine that I thought was for me, a lot of them smear the stories about how I am lazy and how I don't want to work and how I am this, I am that, right? So and how they try to help me, and they paint this image in other people's philosophy that that's the type of person I am, right? Lazy and don't want to work. So I remember this same so-called sister. She was telling people that she was trying to get me a job, right? At the workplace when she was working at a school. She got my resume, and she came home one day in like probably another week, and I don't remember how long after she got my resume she told me that she got the uh I think it was a week after or so, but it was not, I don't think it was in that same week. Anyways, whatever point in time that she came after she got the resume, um I remember she came home one day, and she said to me, "Are you available?" Right? Anybody who would be saying to someone that I have a job for you, I was informed that the interview for the job is ready, right? When are you available to start? So that if it's her responsibility to carry me to the interview or show me where it is, then she would say, okay, come on this day, and I'll carry you there, or this is who you go to, and this is who you ask for, and such, right? That was not the approach. She coming off the road, you could be coming from anywhere, right? You could be talking about anything. So you come in off the road, and then you ask, are you available? Not, hello, all right, let me give you the news. You've received a interview acception, invitation, or something of the sort. When are you available for the interview? Wouldn't that be a better approach? No, that's not how she did it. That is how I know that this so-called getting me a job thing was not about getting me a job. It was about her playing her role to make it look like she was the caring, have her shit sorted all out together one who was looking out for her sister, who is this and that and this and that, when really that's not the case, because outside of the household she played that role that she was the caring, always looking out for me type, but behind closed door it was a different story. And I realized, well, after a while, that this whole getting me a job thing was about sabotaging me. She had no intention of me getting that job, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I said this. She so after she came saying, "Are you available?" Right? I don't know what you're asking me. What I'm available for? To go somewhere? To do something? You're just coming in off the road. You haven't even informed me that I have received an invitation date to go to an interview. And then you're going to ask, "You available?" So I'm of course may have plans. Everybody every day have plans, right? So I said I have plans, which is a perfectly logical answer because you have not informed anybody of anything, right? Right. After I said what I said, right? I have plans. I told her Monday me I go do this, Tuesday me I go do this. So yeah, I have plans. She stepped aside out of my face, and then she got on the phone and she made a phone call. She told the person on the phone, cancel that, no bother with that, blah 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 blah, and then she got off the line. That was it. Only to realize, like, I don't remember when. It wasn't even that same day. It was like maybe a couple days after or so, a while after. I think I was on the phone, or somebody had informed me that I didn't want work, and no, I was sitting with another relative, right? And I was telling them about how the process was going. And, I was like, oh, since we're sending the resume, she not still back nothing to me about interview or whatever. But other than that, I told her that I was online looking for some opportunities, job opportunities, right? Because I wanted to work. So this relative blurted out, "I know that me here." I was like, "So, I know that you here? So, how are you here? And what are things make you hear something else than what words are coming out of my mouth? Eh? Who you sit down with? Which congregation and attack things? That's me. I tell you something in the minute, and you I tell me say, is not that you here? You understand me? So from there, some realize, oh, but them people, them secretly have some either is a WhatsApp group, or them have some kind of chatting group where them sit down and literally chat people, right? Because me realize said enough of the relatives that them is a bunch of gossipers, and all them do is sit down on people's name. And when you accuse them say them have better things to do than to sit down and chat you. Listen me, if them never did that chat people, them name wouldn't call. So it is evident that they sit and they gossip about others, because your name would not be calling up if you were not gossiping about people. But you're too busy with work. You're a gossiper. Because people have these things to say that you said, and you have all these things to say that other people said, because you are gossiping. Yeah, so out of that, people were left with the intention, not the intention, the idea that she's lazy, our sister try help her with work she never want, because that's what she went to go and spread and tell them. Did you see how she dealt with the situation? You could tell that from the start she made it so that I would not have had access to get to that interview. Because who does that? Who comes and say, "Are you available?" days after the fact? That no, even if I did remember, don't you come and give the news, okay, you are invited to the job interview, they're accepting you. When will you be available to come in? Wouldn't that be a better approach? Like, you don't just come out of the blue, no explanation behind it. You're available just like that, and people for just automatically know what you are, ask them why them available, what them available for. Anyways, she had moments where, all right, before all of that, when I was working for a man named Jeremiah, right? Whenever time I was working for him during the day, if he had me doing like a recording segment for him, once I turn on those cameras, I cannot leave from in front of the computer screen. She knows this, okay? The so-called sister knows this. That once I am around the computer screen during that time when I was working for Jeremiah, I was hosting for his lives. I could not leave. If he booked me for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, I could not leave from in front of the computer screen at all until my 2, 3, 4 hours that he booked from me were finished. Once I click start, I could not move. Right? So she knew this because I informed her of this, right? This girl don't tell her friend them nothing. Say, all right, do not come to the house during the days, in the hours of the day, or certain hours. Or you know what? If you call her once and you don't hear her, sometimes she maybe cannot come, even if she may hear you because she's stuck during it. So even if you hear her attack, and you hear say she dep online, a work she a do, right? She know all of this. Me explain all of this to her. Me realize say your friend them is coming, but I cannot leave from in front of the screen when I am on Jeremiah's time. That's my boss, right? You know how my thing go. So I don't see how your friends them are come just a pop up any random hour of the day and I call my name and then you inform me when you come in say your friends them come to the house and try call me if you come collect something for you and me not answering, and I'm like, you already know the story, why you not inform your friend them say when me start my thing me cannot get up from in front of the computer screen. One friend after the other, you there do your thing, you hear them a call you, you cannot move. You cannot move from in front of the screen because you're depend on your boss time, right? And then she generally don't tell them because she want them feel like say me nah look out for she, me only care about myself, right? She want to create the impression say maybe my bad mind or something because if I fear friend them maybe but that couldn't be the case, and that's far from the truth because there are lots of times when them come in at the night, even after hours. Me talk like after 8 p.m. and them time there. And them call and me come out and say, okay, all right, what do you want? Put down this for your sister. I'm gonna take it from them and I'm gonna put it down because I am not working during those hours. So it's not a problem. They don't talk about that part though. They don't talk about that part. They don't talk about that part. They talk about the part where make you look bad because obviously she probably sit down. I may not go to that. But the fact that they kept on popping up, it was just evident that she did not inform them of the situation. And she purposely set the situation that way so that I could look like a victim. Because if your friends kept still coming during the day and calling, clearly they didn't know that a situation like that existed, right? Hence, the narrative to turn me into the villain that she wanted me to look like in the eyes of everybody who would listen to her story about where she want them to believe me that I am as opposed to who I truly was or am. Yeah, so after the whole court incident, was it after? No, before the whole court incident with her and me, right? Before she moved out the house. She was on the phone one day with her friends and she said, like she would have said, life unfair, man. Look how people like them wicked, yeah. They are what the earth. And other people, like she would have said, good people, innocent people, dead, right? People like wicked people like she, not fit. Like basically that she say. Oh, life unfair and wicked people like she still are walk the earth and good people dead. So that's when I realized that what she had tried. She had tried stir up people for attack me or something. Why you would have mentioned something like that out of your mouth, knowing say you were carrying me to court based on the lies that you told. That's when I realized, oh, okay, so that this is what the smear campaigns are about. She want is it's about for set up it's about setting up people for that. Because you wouldn't say something like that knowing full well say is you is the evil and is you is the wicked. Right? And because of that, I must put this out there. If anybody ever hear any story, which you should never hear that, and you would never hear it out of my mouth, say, um, I might have gone to my maker because of suicide. That is not something that I would ever entertain. That's not a thought. Because to take my life would not benefit any situation. Listen to me, everybody have problems. And I don't see taking my life or committing suicide as a solution to any of my life's problems, right? Because the problems still are gonna go on. And then people who depend on me, like my child, which I don't trust none of my relatives to take care of my child because them are wicked. So who would I take care of my child, right? That would be selfish of me to say, all right, me I go commit suicide for make things better. No, that would be selfish of me to think that. So if you ever hear anything about that, just try and know, say, my relatives them for be the first suspects on the list, if that ever happen. Because that's never my intention. No suicide thing. And the second on the list should be X. Yes, that the X, because I believe that that boy will work witchcraft. And the third on the list, the friend enemy them. Yeah, the pretenders, them will pretend to them a friend, but really is just to collect information. And a majority of the time, I realize information come back to me about them, but I just say, still smile and hi, okay, bye. So do I believe my so-called sister would work witchcraft, even though she say with her mouth one bag of wicked things? I believe so. I believe so. Because for one, you know, she always depend on the phone at to our friends them it might sound like she joking around and just saying stuff out of the heat of the moment or out of anger. But they say is what come out of your mouth defile you. You understand me? And she said to her friend one day upon the phone, because when she attack, you know, she attack loud and I walk past me and I say what she a say, I just attack, right? I'm just hear all these things and I'm like, seriously? At this she talk, I saw she talk to her friend them on the phone about me? Like seriously? And I saw she carry on. So she said, as I said, these behaviors was before she moved out of the house. So she said She said, uh, while she was on the phone, let me try remember exactly. Sometime I have a paraphrase, I swear. She said she was not, like somebody asked her if she gonna move or something like that. You gonna move out? I think maybe that was the question. Her response was, "Oh, me nah move out. Me nah. Even if me have to go work witchcraft or either work witchcraft or obia something. She nah she nah gone away." Basically paraphrasing something like that. But me know that was the intention of what she said. That's what she said. So from there I was like, oh, so you you not leaving. You would have rather work witchcraft before that ever happened. Anyway, she still move out, but maybe what she says still in effect because at the end of the day she moved out since 1 year and over 6 months, 7 months now. What? 1 year and over 7 months now. I got 2 years. And would you believe that she still has the room key, right? So she still can try and access the house, right? Two, her stuff is still in the room locked up. The room has been locked up for almost 2 years now. I looked at um her mom and I said to her, tell the so-called sister to come and get her things out the room so that the room can free up to be used because it has been locked up for over 1 year and couple of months now. Why you need the room? What's all this fuss about the room now? Right? What's the matter? Why you need the room? So I was like, why this big ruckus about me requesting the room to be cleared so that I can use it? It's been locked up for almost 2 years now. The gaslighting, like, it's like I felt like she was like, how dare you tell her to free up the room? How dare you even request such a thing? That's how I felt based on the response she gave, right? Might as well she did just slap me in my face through the phone. Because why are you acting like that? The room has been locked up for 1 year and couple months. Then first she said, okay, she go tell her to remove the stuff. Then she changed her mind. You know what? Make the things them stay. You see me? And then these same people, they love to go around and tell people that you is this and you is that, but they never see themselves at any point in time. They never see their behavior at any point in time. They never see how they speak to you at any point in time and how they deal with you either. It's always you are the problem. You said this is how you said it, you shouldn't do that. Gaslight, manipulate, and then triangulate, and then make you look like you are the one who is always making the family look bad, when it's just their behavior for not ever take accountability for anything, to say, oh, maybe I am just blowing this out of proportion. Maybe I should have responded better when she asked that question, right? Maybe I should have just dealt with the situation differently. No, they never consider that. It's always you are the problem. I don't know. So I would like somebody to answer me. Was I being unreasonable, seeing that this place was locked up? This room was locked up for almost 2 years now, not being used. And I told her I want the room to use so that I can put the bed in it for my son, because I have a bed there basically not being used. So that my son can have his own bed to sleep on. He's growing. Your grandson can have his own room to sleep because he's a growing child, right? And how dare I ever request that the so-called sister we don't live there almost 2 years now, take our things them out the room and give back the key to the room? How dare I suggest such a thing? Oh, wicked of me to suggest such a thing. Why you a suggest that? Where you want the room for? So, so these are just some of the issues that I've been facing, right? And I might be made this video mostly about the so-called sister, but as I said, a lot of the relatives can be the very weapons formed against us. So remember Tyra Spalding, right? That Miss Jamaica girl. Remember when she was posting her videos talking about how she was going through her awakening journey, and she was talking about how her family do her so much wickedness, and she did want to leave the family house that she was living in because she wanted her independence. She wanted to break free from them. She never want to be there. There was so much things, and there was no one really there because even though she gave stories that the relatives were trying, or gave this impression that they were trying to help her, at the end of the day she still committed suicide because she was like, they did her wickedness. So it was basically, it looked on the outside to others, it looked like the family was there and supportive, and oh, we're concerned for her. But Tyra, the one that was living with them, she was like, no, these people have done me so much wickedness, and I just want to break free from them. I want my independence, right? In a way, I kind of feel like not really fully in the same boat, because during Tyra's awakening journey, she never get a lot of the knowledge that she was supposed to get, the spiritual knowledge to really save her. Plus, she didn't know the true name of the Most High, Yahuwah, right? She was still questioning a lot of things. I am very knowledgeable, even though I might play a fool for catch wise, right? How you think I survived so long? Do you know how much things these people have done to me? Not just relatives, friends, neighbors, so-called friend enemies. You wouldn't believe the stories I have to tell, right? If I ever write a memoir, if I ever write a story, if I ever had to detail all my experiences in like one video, you would be sitting, that would be the longest video ever, because I have stories upon stories to tell, right? And it's since I've been getting more up in my years, that a lot of my eyes, a lot of things are being revealed to me. My eyes are really opening to a lot of stuff. I identifying a lot of stuff. I'm realizing a lot of the dysfunction that I have really suffered in the family. And A lot of how they act and how they treat me have given other people access to like manipulate and treat me certain types of way. And they I don't know if they realize that, but clearly they don't care, because a lot of the betrayal has been a consistent thing. It has a lot of the betrayals sometimes is the same betrayal, but they just do it in a different way, right? The same betrayal, the same gossiping about you, but when they talk to you, they make it seem like, no, I didn't say it like that. Like they didn't say it to smear your name so that people will see you like you is lazy and you don't want to work. But when they are talking to you, they don't create that impression like that's what they mean. And if they do speak it like that, they know that they're lying, because at the end of the day, I saw that while she was creating the impression that she was trying to get me the job, at the end of the day, she never had the intention for me to get it, because she same once sabotaged the process.